Hello everyone. Our today's topic is a poem, The Laburnum Top by poet Ted Hughes. Dear students, it's a small poem and the poet has presented before us a very usual activity, but with his imagination he creates a beautiful poetry. You might have seen some trees standing here and there, standing silent, but these trees can be converted into a beautiful poem you can see with the help of our today's topic, the Laburnum Top. Let us read something about the poet. Ted Hughes was born in 1930 in United Kingdom and he died in the year 1998. He was one of the best poets of 20th century, and due to his qualities in 1984 he was appointed as poet laureate and he remained on the post till he breathed his last. Let us look at the poem. The laburnum top is silent, quite still. In the afternoon, yellow September sunlight, a few leaves yellowing, all its seeds fallen. Dear students, the laburnum here is a kind of a tree which is yellow in color with its golden yellow flowers. It looks really beautiful. And the poet says that once he saw in a garden a tree standing, it was quite silent because there was no air, no movement. The tree was standing silent and quiet. There was all stillness. It was afternoon time in the month of September, and due to the afternoon time, the sky was filled with yellow sunlight. A few leaves yellowing. The leaves of the tree were yellowing because of the autumn season. So here in these three sentences, you can see that the poet has created a visual picture before us which is filled with the yellow color. The tree is yellow in color, the sky is yellow in color, the leaves are yellow, and we can see that the poet has mastered this yellow color in presenting this scene before us. Let us take a look at the poetic devices used in this stanza. The poet says, the laburnum top is silent. The laburnum is a tree, and if the poet calls it silent, we can easily understand that this is use of a poetic device, personification. Again, the word silent itself tells us that there is no noise, no sound, so we can say that it is another poetic device called onomatopoeia. In the afternoon yellow September sunlight, a few leaves yellowing, all its seeds fallen. And the poet also says that the seeds have fallen and the leaves are yellowing. Let's move forward. Till the gold finch comes with a twitching chirrup, a suddenness, a startlement at a branch end. Till the goldfinch comes. Goldfinch is a small bird which is golden yellow in color. Again, he is referring to a yellow thing. It's a bird this time. Goldfinch comes with a twitching chirrup. A bird comes from somewhere. It sits on one of the branches and start chirping, shaking its body. Twitching is shaking its body little and chirping. The tree was silent until now, but now there is some sound that can be heard, and that is the sound of a small bird, goldfinch. A suddenness, a startlement at a branch end. And due to the arrival of this bird, that quietness, that stillness has been disrupted, and a startlement, an amazement, and a sudden movement has started. Then, sleek as a lizard and alert and abrupt, She enters the thickness and a machine starts up. Sleek as a lizard, and then the bird, very alert and very tender, very carefully it moves inside the tree, into the thickness of the tree. And the poet calls this movement, he compares this movement to the movement of a lizard. So here we can see that as a lizard, like a lizard, the poet has used a poetic device which is called simile, where the movement of the bird has been compared to the movement of a lizard. She is quite alert and she is abrupt, she is sudden in her movement, and she enters the thickness and a machine starts. Now what is machine? All of a sudden we hear that some sounds have started, as if an engine starts up, as if somebody has switched on the ignition of an engine. Actually, this tree has a nest, and in the nest are number of chicks of this bird. So as soon as the mother comes, the chicks starts chirping, and together all these sounds together, they have been compared to the sounds of a machine starting up. So here, because his nest or her nest has been compared to a machine, rather called a machine, we can say that the poetic device used here is a metaphor of chitterings and a tremor of wings and trilling. Machine of chitterings. Here chittering refers to the sounds of those chicks which are lying in the nest, and a tremor of wings. Tremor means shaking of wings. And trillings. Trillings are again sounds, as if the birds are singing repeatedly. The chicks are singing, rather they are producing sound. They are showing their excitement at the arrival of their mother. The whole tree trembles. The tree loses its stillness, starts trembling, starts shaking. We can see that the tree, in some of the branches, some shaking, some movement is happening. And the engine, it is the engine of her family. And the poet calls it the engine of her family that moves forward, that takes forward. The tree trembles. Here the poetic device used is alliteration, because both of these words start with the same consonant sound T. The engine of her family. Here the poet has used metaphor. The poet has compared the family to the engine. She stokes it full, then flirts out to a branch end. She stokes it full. It here refers to the family, and she says, the poet says that the bird is stoking. Stoking is an activity wherein a person shovels, with the help of a shovel, feeds a fireplace with coal. Since the bird is feeding her family with some food, this activity has been compared to stoking activity. So it is metaphor here. She stokes it full, then flirts out to a branch end, and then jumps out to the end of a branch. After feeding the chicks, her work is over, and she once again wants to go back in search of food. So she comes to the top of the tree, showing her barred face, and here she once again very carefully moves forward, and she is showing the face, which is a barred face. There are some lines on her face which are natural lines, and the poet says that it is like the mask of the bird. Then with eerie, delicate whistle chirrup, whisperings, she launches away towards the infinite, and the laburnum subsides to empty. Then, producing some strange mysterious sounds, her chirping, her whispering, her whistling sound, she flies away into the sky. She launches herself towards the infinite sky in search of food once again, and the laburnum subsides to empty. And after the bird has gone, the tree, that golden tree, the laburnum, once again becomes silent and still. In this last stanza, here the poet has used some more poetic devices like the words whistle, chirrup and whispering. These are onomatopoeia, and when the poet calls the sky infinite, it is also a metaphor. So we can see that this small poem is filled with so many poetic devices. It's a beautiful poem where the poet has captured a small usual event, and with the help of imagination he has created this beautiful piece of poetry. So after reading this poem, try to understand it once again, and with the help of your textbook, try to solve the textual questions. Thank you.